Do you want to know the cost of living in Pitt Meadows, British Columbia? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about that, so let's get right to it. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Solomon with the BC Elite Real Estate Group right here in Pitt Meadows, Vancouver, British Columbia. If this is your first time to this channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about working, eating, sleeping, living, and playing in all different neighborhoods in the Vancouver, Fraser Valley, and all the way to Chilliwack. So if you want to know more about this, make sure you tap that subscribe button, click that little bell so you're notified every single time we do a new video. And we're getting dozens and dozens of phone calls, emails, and text messages every single month, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating anywhere in the Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley, or Chilliwack, make sure you send us an email however you want. You can text us, and we got your back when it comes to moving to Vancouver. Looking at the Vancouver housing market can sometimes feel like a scary sight. While the overall cost of living in Vancouver is not as high as some cities in North America, there's no doubt that it's one of the costliest cities in the continent. To mitigate some of these costs, many people look at moving outside of the city. One of the cities that comes across people's radars with reasonable frequency is Pitt Meadows. It's situated about 38 kilometers east of downtown Vancouver. This city is a fantastic choice for people looking for more affordability while moving close to the most magnificent city in the world. So to understand how Pitt Meadows compares with the city of Vancouver, let's look at 10 different metrics. We're going to look at rental prices and housing prices, grocery costs, as well as dining costs, utilities, gas prices, median income, property taxes, commute, and finally we'll finish it off with the cost of childcare. Alright, first of all, rental prices. Rental prices in Vancouver are one of the highest in the nation. The only city that costs more than Vancouver is probably Toronto. Currently, the average cost for a one-bedroom apartment in Vancouver is $2,200 per month. If you want a two-bedroom place, that amount rises to about $3,000 per month. These are steep prices no matter how you look at it. Now, fortunately, Pitt Meadows is significantly more affordable in that regard. However, you can go online and find a one-bedroom apartment from $1,500 a month to a two-bedroom going for as high as $2,000. On average, renting in Pitt Meadows is about 30% less expensive than living in downtown Vancouver. Alright, one significant factor when thinking about the cost of living is house prices. The average single-family home in Vancouver is $2.5 million, and the price for a condo is now $800,000. That's an incredible sum of money to pay for a home. Even with 20% down, the mortgage payment on a single-family home would be about $10,000 a month. That's a very high sum for money to pay. Fortunately, looking a little to the east of the city brings these prices down significantly. A single family home in Pitt Meadows is $792,000, and for a condo the price comes all the way down to $490,000. Now, if you're looking at moving to the Vancouver area and don't need to be downtown, then Pitt Meadows is undoubtedly an affordable alternative. Okay, let's talk about the grocery costs. So, as might be expected, grocery costs in Pitt Meadows are a little bit cheaper than the city, but not significantly less expensive. Unfortunately, there is no definite data on this. Still, according to Numbeo, the cost of living in Maple Ridge, which is very similar to Pitt Meadows for groceries, is about 14% lower than Vancouver. Now, much of this discrepancy comes from the fact that produce and staple items like eggs and cheese tend to be cheaper in the suburbs when compared to Vancouver itself. You'll find most produce costs a little bit less once you get outside of the city. Alright, let's talk about the dining costs. As with grocery costs, there's no specific data on Pitt Meadows. However, it's close to the cost of living in Maple Ridge. Numbeo estimates that the average price of dining out in Maple Ridge is about 11% lower than Vancouver. Interestingly, much of this difference is consistent as eating at expensive restaurants, cheap restaurants, and coffee shops are all less costly in Pitt Meadows and Maple Ridge than in Vancouver. Alright, let's tackle the utility costs. So the cost of utilities in Vancouver is among the lowest in the nation. Even Calgary have a higher electricity price than Vancouver. So as a city, we have an abundant electrical power that is available for an average of about 11.42 cents per kilowatt hour. Pitt Meadows has similar electricity prices. They receive their first 1,600 kilowatts at $10.39, and then the remainder, the second tier, is at $14.92 per kilowatt. Now, these prices mean that the average resident will pay approximately the same amount per month for electricity as someone in Vancouver. Alright, let's talk about the gas prices. So it's no secret that the city of Vancouver has some of the most expensive gas prices in the country. So prices typically hover around the timing of this video at $1.17 per liter to $1.20 per liter in the city. Of course, it all depends on the various factors that are beyond any of our control. Now, Pitt Meadows has similar pricing. You might find a station that's a few cents cheaper, but you won't find one that is half price or something drastic like that. Instead, most stations in Pitt Meadows will also be approximately $1.13 per liter here in May 2020. Now, one thing to consider though about living in Pitt Meadows is that you'll likely need a car. If you're in downtown Vancouver, you'll be able to rely on public transportation and bypass has some of the high costs of gas. If you take the bus, then whether or not gas is $1.20 or $20 per liter doesn't matter to you, since you pay a fixed fare. However, once you move into a suburb community like Pitt Meadows, it becomes tough to avoid having a car. Therefore, the high gas prices are likely to be more impactful in Pitt Meadows than in Vancouver. Median income. Residents of Pitt Meadows tend to be wealthier than the downtown Vancouver counterparts. While people who live downtown have an average income of $72,000, Pitt Meadows residents have an average household income of $86,912. Many of the people in Pitt Meadows work within the region. Although since the city is so small, a lot of people work in Vancouver, Surrey, Burnaby, Maple Ridge, and even all the way to Langley. Therefore, most people wind up driving a car to work and other commuter options that are available, like the West Coast Express and the regular bus service. Okay, property taxes. So this is a critical piece of information to remember, is that Pitt Meadows property taxes are roughly equivalent to that of Vancouver. On a 2.5 million single family home in Vancouver, you'd be looking at about $1,000 a month just in property taxes alone. However, at $792,000 for a home in Pitt Meadows, your property tax bill drops to about $300 per month. Again, when thinking about the cost of living in Pitt Meadows, this is much more affordable than downtown Vancouver. Now, the other thing too about Pitt Meadows property taxes is that it does include water and garbage removal. Of course, living near downtown, your transit budget is less than you would in Pitt Meadows, because you may be able to walk to work or have a very short commute. In Pitt Meadows, it's 30 kilometers each way. However, the cheaper housing prices alone more than make up for the commute time and cost. And like I mentioned, there's also the West Coast Express, which is a train that runs through Pitt Meadows and can take you from Pitt Meadows to Waterfront in the morning or afternoon in about 40 minutes. That's a quick commute when compared with driving. Now, you'll likely want to have a car in Pitt Meadows, which means that you'll be paying both gas and insurance on the vehicle. British Columbians have some of the highest insurance premiums in the country at an average cost of $1,832 a year. Living in Pitt Meadows pretty much guarantees that you'll need to factor those costs, including car maintenance as well, into your overall budget. Now, these costs tend to make Pitt Meadows more expensive in terms of transportation than living in Vancouver, where you can often take a bus, train, or bike pretty much wherever you want to go. Biking to work is pretty much impossible in Pitt Meadows unless you happen to be lucky and find a job right by your home. Okay, our final metric we're going to look at is childcare costs. So Vancouver childcare costs are unfortunately amongst the highest in the nation at $1,400 per month. Toronto is the only big city that surpasses us. However, childcare in Pitt Meadows is significantly more affordable. There are only a couple of childcare places within the city, and they offer prices that are around $1,000 per month. While it's certainly not as cheap as other cities within Canada, it is a lot more affordable than Vancouver metro area. Cost of living is better in Pitt Meadows. Now, if you're looking at moving to Vancouver but are concerned about the cost of living, consider giving a city like Pitt Meadows here a look. It's a beautiful place to live, raise a family, commute to work. And Pitt Meadows is also centrally located, being 30 kilometers from downtown and 30 kilometers from the easternmost part of Vancouver suburbs, where you'll start getting into the beautiful forest areas. Pitt Meadows has a lot of amenities for all families. You can have shopping, dining, fun things to do with the kids, all in one central location. Pitt Meadows offers more affordable childcare, significant more affordable housing, and a higher median income, all in a small but beautiful, tight-knit city. And you won't feel like you're sacrificing anything in Pitt Meadows except perhaps the high cost of living. Don't forget to watch my other video. The link is up here. It's the pros and cons of living in Pitt Meadows. So folks, should Pitt Meadows sound intriguing to you, please contact me and my team and we can help you out. You can call us, text us. If you're considering a list of all the homes in Pitt Meadows, you can reach out to us by visiting our website at searchbcrealestate.com or texting us at 778-655-7999. Hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you on the next one.